Fuck up. Yeah. Welcome to Detroit, the Motor City streets, where the legends rise and the heartbeats meet. Podcast spinning tales of the 313, bringing that raw essence, can't you see?
All right, well, welcome back to the Fan Forum. Hitch is on hospice right now. Long story short, he asked for his dying wish for us to clear out his internet history. Now he's out sick, but we have with us the one and only Canadian Buffalo Wayne. How we doing tonight, Wayne?
Yeah, we're fantastic. Firstly, let's get well soon out there for my boy Hitch. I'm just paying homage to you with the garage outdoor setup, the flannel. I know you're feeling that. And I have a cola. It's not a Rolling Rock, but we out here, dog. So until we connect next time, we're holding it down.
I absolutely love that you are holding it down for Hitch. I mean, that was quite a surprise when I turned on and I saw you in your garage, full on Hitch gear.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, if he was here right now, he'll be loving it. And I'm sure once he watches this, he'll be laughing.
yeah, awesome. That's all I want. But it's also good motivation for me to get this man cave set up, like how you got going on there. It's yeah, we're gonna get going here, so I like it.
But from what I remember when I was at your house, it's more than just a cave. I mean, that's a whole on shop you got, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Right now it's just it's a garage space. But I use it as the man cave. I got TV, I got the fridge, I got a microwave in here, summertime, a lot of baseball games get watched out here. In between cutting the grass, it's a good time, man.
So
Just working
baseball,
on.
educate me with who you root for.
Well, I'm a Jays fan, biased to Toronto,
Fair.
so I'm loyal to the boys. And again, truthfully, baseball hasn't been I haven't been as passionate about it in the last few years. I don't know, for whatever the case may be. I think it's just I'm so passionate about football. I invest a lot of my energy into that, and I don't know, baseball might have hurt me a little bit too many times, so I needed to take a break. But yeah, big Jays fan.
Okay. Do you follow the Tigers at all?
Yeah, so living in Windsor, you're kind of force fed to Detroit sports through 97.1 The Ticket. So that's on my radio pretty much 95% of the time when I'm driving. So Tigers games, Tigers analysis, I hear it all. So I'm quite familiar with it. And there's no hate, I liked how you guys made a play last year to get into the playoffs. There's some positivity again with the whole Detroit sports kind of network going, that things are trending in the right direction. I'm glad to see that the fans have trusted the coach. He's gotten over his cheating thing, and they see that this guy's philosophy is it's working. So, from an outside perspective, without the diehard passion, it's good to see the Tigers making good strides. Got to get rid of Baez.
Yeah.
That guy is like an anchor.
Dude, I know it. Like you were saying, okay, so he is, I hate to say the cancer because it's such a trendy thing that you hear. But clearly you see him get removed from the lineup, and you saw the way they ended that season. The locker room was restored. The coach, I think, finally got to take over. But I think a lot of that had to do too with our GM, Scott Harris. Now he is something the Tigers have never seen before. But I'm glad you said that with the Detroit coming back, because the reoccurring theme I think we're seeing right now is you have Dan Campbell. You've got, you have a Scott Harris who is a no-nonsense, does things his way. Brad Holmes, who we know is a villain, right? Stevie Y running the wings.
Yeah.
I really hope the eyes are playing works out for that fella, right?
Yeah.
And the Pistons.
It's working right now.
It's working. It is. But you have to understand something here, Wayne. In a city that has had these Stanley Cups that we've had, the Hockey Town legacy that we have, if you're Steve Yzerman and you're coming to save the Wings, you have to take us to the Cup, right?
Yeah.
Like it has to be all about the Stanley Cup, and we
Yeah.
saw that like Philly, right? With, I hate to say it, man, dude, they showed out in that Super Bowl, and that's a town that they accept nothing less than a Super Bowl. So as much as I can't stand their fans, I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah. With regards to the hockey thing, the Yzer plan, just to touch on it, yeah, it's working. But I think because of his legacy, because of who he is, he's been afforded quite a bit of rope up until this point. Because people were calling for his head a few years ago, and they haven't gotten over that hump until they finally got changed the coach. But legacy means a lot in hockey, and
especially when you're one of the original teams.
Yeah, I respect that. And a lot of things take time to process. And I find like in the NFL these days, it's like there's so many one and done. Like, what do people expect to happen in 1 year when something hasn't been working for 10 to 15 years? You can't reverse shit of the past in 1 year and then move forward, right? Like Antonio Pierce in Vegas, like unless something's going on where they're like, hey man, you're just holding a place for us until we can find someone, and he knew that going in, then you do that guy dirty. Like, how do you give him? He has no chance, no quarterback. His team is trash, and then he's got a 1 year contract, 1 year leash to figure it out. Like, at least hockey has it going on where there's some time afforded to build something.
There is a lot more loyalty. I think that's where it comes down to in hockey. And I don't think those positions are just given away ever so lightly, those GM jobs. I mean, you and I could do a better job running the New York Giants right now. Look what they just gave away in Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the only player that they've just let waltz down the road. Now, I know I don't have much to say because we did the same thing with Darius Slay, but that was Matt Patricia's doing. And I think we've righted that ship, because there was a gentleman on that Super Bowl roster that I loved when he was wearing a Honolulu blue jersey. And that was Darius Slay, right? But I get it. You see it in football where I don't even think some of these coaches care, because the contracts, there's a lot of guaranteed money, Wayne, that these guys are signing up for. So as much as it sucks to be some of these coaches that get maybe 1-2 years, do they get a fair shot? They get a fair paycheck, man. They're sitting at home making $10 million.
You gotta believe though that a lot of these guys have the intention of being successful, and in reality, it takes 2 to 3 years to at least establish your what you got going on and what you want before it even starts to take effect. Rarely do you get the Dan Quinn situation where you walk into the second overall pick, you get the quarterback of the future, lands in your lap. There's some changes in terms of the ownership. Like, things are going in, like that thing was trending up that way, and Dan Quinn landed on a fat pony and just rode it. But a lot of other times you got to build it, man. Yeah.
He deserves it. He's one of those guys that I don't feel like when he was in Atlanta got full control of the roster. Kind of has one of those middling owners in Arthur Blank, similar to anybody that's going to try and take that Dallas Cowboys job.
Oh yeah.
May all God bless, right? Like
that's going to be a yes man position.
Kellen Moore was probably real happy that he left and kept his offensive coordinator status going until he got to a respectable team.
Yeah, he saw that writing on the wall.
Yeah, who didn't? Right now, he's just got announced as New Orleans' new head coach. Yeah. That'll be pretty cool. I think he's going to do really well there. I've always been 2 thumbs up on the Saints organization and the way they do things. Obviously, Dan Campbell came from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But shit, man, dude, how about this? Like, I thought about this today, right? The Super Bowl's over. Um, I still think that season was rigged, and I'm going to tell you this right now. There was so much talk after it wasn't just us that stirred the pot, but after um, after we brought up the conversation to Hitch about this whole kind of it being a narrative, a controlled narrative. Uh, I don't know if you saw all the headlines, all the reports, but they were writing kind of satirical articles about that and mentioning it almost to the point where was this the first time the Chiefs actually had to play without any help?
Mm-hmm. Didn't you get that sense like the penalties were like, hold on, they were doing that exact thing all year long and they never got called. But
It's kind of like power to the people. Everyone called the NFL out and said, okay, yeah, we'll make this as funny as you think about a meme and everything, but it seems influenced, Goodell,
yeah,
right? So it's almost like they get, hey guys, they're on to us. We got to pull back on this one.
yeah, eh? It's fun to think like though. It's fun to think like that because it's so mysterious and it's possible. Like we've said, right now that Vegas has got their hands in the NFL, who the hell knows? People have a price, man. Refs have a price. Everyone's got a price, 100%. So who knows what's going on in that sense? But it's hard to not look at that screen and see the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line absolutely wreck the Kansas City Chiefs O line and just create pressure and make Mahomes uncomfortable all game long. And it's been some time since I've seen that level of pass rush with just four guys. They were buzzing around him. I don't know if the Chiefs' offensive line didn't sleep good the night before, but they got their asses kicked, and I haven't seen it. That's the part I liked. It was just good football by Philly. They were fundamentally sound and strong in all facets of the game, and particularly in the pass rush. That's where you got to beat the Chiefs. Drop seven guys back, rush four, be effective with that, and then look what happens.
They were pinned back, ears pinned back. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny when you've got a team that comes out there and just dominates you, and your clown ass shows up to the game with your tight end dressed in like Halloween costume. I mean, the entire Chiefs team and organization, I almost just think walk through that whole thing. Um, I don't know. Like you said, there's no denying the force that is or that was the Eagles defense.
You okay there, man? Uh,
Yeah,
the hiccups. Beat that
yeah,
chest.
I'm choking on my own bullshit. Yeah. So no, I just I thought that was really refreshing to watch Patrick Mahomes actually get humanized, right?
Wow, refreshing is a great word.
DeAndre Hopkins with that big drop at the end. It as much as it was, it's nice to see him get smashed around, though. I'm not going to lie. It kind of did not feel like a traditional Super Bowl to me. Like it
Mm,
wasn't the best of the best, right?
no, it was not. It
And you
wasn't.
know who should have been in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, the Bills
Everyone
should
knows.
have been there.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been awesome. I know for a fact we would have put up a better effort than what KC put up. That's for sure.
Well, congrats on your quarterback winning MVP.
Ooh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That's an excellent consolation prize. Um, it's a shame that we're in a position where we're celebrating a young man who had a phenomenal season and led his team, who was destined. Like people were saying, they were going to be trash without these receivers, and they had a phenomenal season. We have people talking about this guy getting a pity award. Uh, he doesn't deserve it. Trying to talk about race. It's just so sad to see that we can't celebrate the situation for what it is. And if you really look into Josh Allen, the guy is cut from a heart of gold, man. That guy is one of the most nicest human beings in the world. And for someone like that to achieve something that, people have been speculating for him to win for a long time, it's so purely beautiful to witness, man. That guy deserves it. And I hope this propels us into next year's stratosphere where now he's Superman. He's already Superman, but like now he's Superman part two, where now he goes into the other galaxy and dominates there. So we'll see what this does.
Intergalaxy domination. Now you're talking my language. I agree.
Yeah, but
I
we
think
need
we
some
got to
kind of miracle.
see. Well, I think we got to see the evil Hollywood uh, machine, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Crumble all the way down. You see the up and coming of the superhero that is Josh Allen, right? Here to save the AFC. So I
Yeah,
like this story. I like where we're headed with this
yeah,
because the guy deserves um the guy deserves a little bit more love than he's ever gotten, right? I mean, they've been calling for his MVP since he was pretty much drafted.
yeah.
And once he came out. So
That's
this is
right.
the part about the NFL that bothers me is that just they write out the wrong stories, right? We've
Yeah,
seen with the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're missing out on so many good stories. You got
yeah,
Jared Goff, you got frickin' Josh Allen, you've got Jalen Daniels now. I mean, he seems
yeah,
like a frickin' an awesome quarterback and a
yeah,
good human, right? They
yeah,
love to villainize Lamar Jackson for some reason. I don't get that. He's nothing
yeah,
but a great dude.
yeah. I was gonna say with Josh in the AFC, Lamar's right there too, man. That guy's a two-time MVP,
He
and
is.
those guys, either one of those guys, are going to be able to defeat and take the next step. But obviously, we hope for it to be our guy. Um, so
Well, Mahomes is gone. Um, the Eagles win.
that's
We're
what do you
both
mean
teams
gone?
are
What do you mean?
ranked in
What do
the
you mean?
top.
What do you mean gone? Let's touch on that.
He's gone out of the stratosphere of superhero.
I don't know. Might have to pump the brakes on that one a little bit there, but my friend, he's still, you know, he still has the elite legacy that I'm gonna put it out there that he needs to show that he can still live up to that. That is something I would say. I'm not gonna say that he's gone, but he's got a lot to prove next year. That he is still, him in terms of his numbers. He's winning, but a lot of people are gonna say it's defense. But I would love for him to. I'd love to see him have one of those Pat Mahomes years where he goes off just to prove who he is. But he is
You're a
on
lot
that
nicer than
level.
I am.
Well, I have to respect him, man. He owns me. He owns my voice, and I'm not oblivious to that. We're coming for him, but I have to give the respect where it's due.
Well, how about this? The guy's offensive line is leaving. Um,
Mhm.
they have no cap space. I
Yeah,
think they have what, 4 draft picks
I don't
this
know,
year,
but I
4 or 5
love it. I
draft
love it.
picks.
I
They're
love it.
pretty depleted, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that's the beauty of the Patriots dynasty was their ability to constantly have draft picks and constantly draft, right? They
yes,
were a machine. And I'm not saying Kansas City's done a bad job at drafting, but they've kind of boxed themselves into a corner where, okay, what is Andy Reid, like 78 years old?
uh,
All of their main offensive linemen are going to leave. Travis Kelsey is at the very tail end of his career.
yeah, he's done.
Um, they have no wide receivers in the pipeline that are cheetah level. Okay, Worthy's a great wide receiver, but he's not
Yeah,
cheetah level. Um,
we'll
I
see.
don't see anything with that team where you have to keep bowing down to these guys.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree with that point of it, for sure. That's why I say, with all that going on, um, Mahomes has to prove. I mean, prove, but yeah, he's got to show that he's still the guy, especially with all that going on. Because you're not wrong. The
I
pillars
mean, and I'm
falling.
not saying the guy's not great and the guy's not
Yeah,
a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying he's going to be there's going to be a little human element out of that organization that we're just going to see. There's a
yeah,
little bit of um, their bulletproof vest is off, and that's okay. I think
yeah,
that maybe will help prove Hitch's point that this whole thing isn't rigged, right?
yeah.
Um, I think this is the year for the AFC because you guys, man, you have a stacked up AFC. Like I know the NFC is good and we can get to that, but you guys do have a mountain to climb all season.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's you got to build for like longevity in the AFC when you get to this level, and starts with the draft. Free agency obviously is a big step for us.
Well,
On
let's talk free agency, man. I
yeah,
think this is a great time to do it because I've been itching to talk even free agent strategy. So it, this isn't a year where there are marquee players. Everyone, you can hype up T. Higgins, you can hype up a lot of these guys, and they're well deserving of contracts, but there isn't anybody out there that I think we're unanimously chasing. So this is going to be an interesting season where I think we're going to see a little bit more trades with some salary dumps. What do you think about that?
yeah, yep. I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And he's not a free agent, but Miles Garrett wants,
That's what I was trying to set myself up for.
you know, um, I think that's the most coveted apple right there. Whoever wins that sweepstakes, pretty good shot of going to the Super Bowl. And I honestly, man, if I'm the Bills, I'm at a point where I feel Miles Garrett would do what Von Miller was supposed to do. And when Von Miller was doing what he was doing with the Bills for the first 10 games before he got injured against the Lions, actually, he was elite. But Miles Garrett is at a different level right now. And I think a piece like that would definitely catapult the Bills into the favorite for the Super Bowl. I can also see the Lions getting someone like him. And you have him, and you have Hutch, and you have Zadarius. Like, yikes, man! You saw Philly's pass rush. There's that was a homegrown pass rush. This would be a store bought pass rush, equal value.
Equal value. It would be because we would have gotten Zadarius and Miles Garrett both from the Browns, which I'll say it once and I'll
Oh,
say it
jeez.
again. Brad Holmes loves fleecing the Browns. We have a great relationship with that organization at
Yeah,
just grabbing players and getting full value out of them.
yeah.
So I sent you a message right when he requested to be traded, right? Went in my total fanboy stage and decided, okay, I need to reel it back a little bit because I had all these, I saw all these articles of what it would take to get him, right? And then the Browns come out and say, well, we're not even considering it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but when Miles Garrett says he wants out, you're going to get rid of him.
At his peak, where you can get max value.
And I think all they're looking for in return would be draft picks
Yeah,
because I don't see it where they're in a position where they're going to want to claim any of my top edge rookies. But Miles Garrett on one end, Aiden Hutchinson on the other end. I don't know what would happen. I really don't know what would happen, Wayne. What do they say? What would happen when worlds collide? Because that's pretty much what you would get, right? There would
that's
be a nuclear explosion from that defensive line.
it's for us. It's Greg Rousseau has not achieved his potential as of yet, but he's trending up that way. You put Miles Garrett opposite of him, and it's the same. It's the same thought process for us that two worlds will collide, and the havoc that those two would create with Ed Oliver coming up the middle. I'm saying, man, like let's let you continue your thoughts there because you were saying something about you might have changed your mind.
Well, I was going to change my mind when they're asking for players, right? Because I think the question got put up with who are you willing to trade with him? You know,
Mhm.
who are you going to give back to them? Obviously, for giving away a once in a generational talent,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where I think I would draw the line. I really don't think there's anybody on this roster, because you said right, it's kind of what we were going back to with the whole situation when we were talking about different leagues. This culture that I think both of our teams have, you don't rock the boat on that.
Yeah.
Giving away a big star player to bring another star player and sends mixed messages. Now, I'm talking about that. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but the Bad Boys did that where they traded away Adrian Dantley one year and Rick Mahorn. And like, it's like when you rock that boat, you kind of, you're capping how high you can take that team, especially when it's homegrown. Um, Something that I think both of our teams have done well is draft. And I saw that looking back on Philly's roster, man, you're right. Dude, that defensive line, homegrown, nasty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I keep toying with it. I think the only way I'm making a trade is if it's draft capital. I'm not giving up. I'm not rocking the boat on the culture. I'm not rocking the boat on the locker room. But I will mortgage the draft future because, God damn it, I want a Super Bowl more than anything right now.
That's how business operates these days, right? We talked about it before, is that they have the window, right? The window is
Mm-hmm.
the space you have with the salaries of the talents that you have that can actually work within that framework. It only lasts for a couple of years before someone's got to get paid, and you can't afford this guy, and that guy has to get paid, and see you later. So there is a time where you have the homegrown stuff, super duper, that helps you. You can build and build and build, but there is a time where like you've built so much, and yeah, you get to the point where you might be one piece away. You're one megastar away to take yourself to that next level. And do you sell at that point and just go for it, or do you look for sustainability and let's keep our draft picks and let's keep building? And it's hard to think, but just by past precedent, right? Like Rams,
Mm-hmm.
they sold, man, and they want to ship. They're still competitive, but um, everything else, I guess, yeah, has been the Bucks went out and got someone. It's I don't know, man. I
But
think
there's
I
some
think
sustainability on both ends of that. I mean, like, I see where you're headed with the Rams side of things because they did sell their soul for an championship. They're paying for it now. Cooper Cup, he's on the block. There's a lot of Kelly Stafford talk where she's out there trashing the Rams like she did with the Lions. It's under my opinion that they're asking Matt Stafford to restructure, and they're going to probably try and blow that whole thing up.
Mhm.
But look at the Broncos, man. How long they went with a crazy defense and then went out and got Peyton Manning.
Yeah, yeah,
There is that time, Wayne, where you're right.
exactly.
You've got to kind of go all in and maximize your window.
Yeah,
Your window, I think, if anything, is, I don't want to say getting tighter, but I would say the spotlight is on you guys more.
yeah,
And, we talked about that with Josh Allen winning the MVP. Um, but the Lions window is, for me now, it's the expectation has
mhm,
changed, right? The window's open, it always has been there, but the expectations for us, you called it at the beginning of the season. You said, hey, calm down, relax. I think my expectation now, Wayne, is I'm not going to be that excited going into week 15, knowing that, we've already made the playoffs, right? It's like, yeah, what now, right?
yeah, yeah. You're
I
you're
want
you're.
more than just one playoff win. I need us into the big game.
And
So
that's fair
um,
for you to have that expectation.
I have to. I mean, it
Yeah,
was fun riding that little Kool-Aid train this year and having fun and throwing caution to the wind. But I'm telling you, I promise you, I'll be more of a pessimistic Lions fan like I used to be because um, I started looking at some of these roster holes that we have and positions that we need to fill, right? And here I am trashing Kansas City's offensive line, but like the strength of our offensive line, obviously we can't say any more about what that does for Jared Goff and our running backs, but
yeah,
we've got to look at replacing three major key components in that line in the next year or so. So I'm real curious to see if we finally make some changes at left tackle with Taylor Decker. It's going to be real interesting to see what we do from a free agency standpoint, because I don't really see Brad Holmes going offensive line heavy in this draft. I think this is just going to be so much defense.
Yeah. So from what I know about you guys and what you guys got going on, you said it already that there's three guys or there's three positions on the O line that are going to need to be addressed. Okay, Zeitler's, I don't know if his contract is up or if he's injured or whatnot. You're going to have to replace that right guard. Ragnow's starting to, hit that age where he's banged up and he's not 100%, so you're going to have to get a center. And then, yeah, Decker is going to have to be replaced eventually. So I think it would be mismanagement if you don't address at least two of those positions through the draft and then possibly through free agency. You got to shore something up there for sure. But at the same time, yeah, you have to add those pieces on the defense. So, what's the strategy? It's like you said, right? It's an expectation now. So, how does that change the draft strategy for the Lions going forward when it's an expectation as opposed to like the apple that you're chasing?
Exactly. And that's the thing that we as Lions fans have always been chasing, the big shiny apple. And I'm thinking to myself this year, guys, we've already had a couple bites of that big shiny apple. The expectation is now Brad Holmes nails every draft, and that we still have a ton of cap space, but the expectation is that he's going to be locking guys up way before they get to that point where we're having that holdout conversation.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I think us as Lions fan have never seen, where they're managing their cap correctly.
Yeah.
Something that I know you guys have done a really good job at doing because you've got some sustainability there. But I really feel like if there was ever a juicy trade that I'm all in for, right? Like, and again, it's just draft capital, and what just happens to us at the end of the beginning of the year? We lose our pass rush, right? Then we have the most premier pass rusher once in a generation request a trade. Then we play back this video that I'm watching of Brad Holmes saying, once Aiden Hutchinson's injury happened, it got them thinking, who do we want, right? Like, not who's available. I just keep going back to that, Wayne. I'm telling you, like, I just have this strange feeling Brad Holmes is going to put his villain shirt on real soon.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Max Crosby. I know that. He's not leaving.
No. Well, and unfortunately, he may not be seeing the success on the field, but that guy is enjoying his life in Vegas. I am certain. So
yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I also respect that he might be loyal, man. And shout out to the players out there who choose loyalty over ring chasing and over money. Crosby, Terry McLaurin, like these guys have been done dirty for their careers, but they still play at an exceptional level and they stick with their organization. They don't cause trouble. They're not in the media begging for trades. Like, I love and respect that out of the players these days.
Speaking of not in the media and begging for trades, so our former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn is now the coach of the Jets, and I read a nice little headline today, a little article that as soon as he got there and met with Aaron Rodgers, he's like, "Listen, you're not going to talk to Pat McAfee, and you're not going to have any control of this roster and this team." I mean, I love how much that coach is getting back into setting the tone for some of these organizations, because I'm getting really sick and tired of seeing some of these players calling the shots. That's what your contract's for. That's what your agent's for. That's what your players union is for. You don't need to be causing distractions. And I'm sorry, Micah Parsons, but having a podcast, right? To me, it's just, such a distraction. Now I know St. Brown has one, him and his brother, but it's like it's not one of those podcasts where, yeah, screw him. That's like a freaking, True Hollywood talk show. St. Brown's podcast, it's just him and his brother talking brother stuff about football. Like
Yeah.
it's never any hot takes, or he's not criticizing Brad Holmes, or he's not criticizing Dan Campbell, right? That other shit's junk.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You say something about a distraction. Could it be? Possibly, but you gotta expect and hope these guys are professionals and they're adults and they can manage their time. And instead of playing video games or out in the clubs and shit, they're doing podcasts. So, you know,
They got a point. That is a
it is
point.
what it
It's
is.
safer. It's a little cleaner, a little healthier.
Yeah. But, that definitely takes away from the overall focus of things. I'm sure it does. So it's just one of those things. It's so new that you need like a case study over several years to see like, oh, how did this affect Micah Parsons' performance after he did this
That's true.
podcast with CJ Stroud? So I don't know. Who knows?
Post podcast hangovers. Yeah, that'll be an interesting stat. Something you'll see on PFF. I could see that.
Oh,
That might
100%.
even be something that you see in contracts, right? Like, hey, if you're going to sign this contract, you can't do a podcast, you can't go on these shows.
Oh, buddy, that would create some havoc with the NFLPA, man. They will not
I'm
have
telling you,
Ooh. You
it's
think
coming.
college got NIL money, man? These NFL players are their own entities, man. They can do whatever they want. It's the
You're
business.
right, but tell me that these archaic owners aren't going to try and push for it, right?
Yeah, dude, don't you? I bet you they have, man. They probably have. But like you said, the players run the league now. So fuck, they do
Yeah.
whatever they want, and they'll hold the owners hostage and threaten to leave if they give them grief. It's sad reality that we live in now. But right now, yeah, players have all the autonomy and power to represent themselves as they see fit and make as much money as possible. And anything to prevent that is going to cause some serious, might even start cause a work stoppage. They'd strike.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if there was a strike for the NFL? The money that would be put on
Dude,
pause.
oh my God. Yeah.
As
They,
much
they,
as I hate Roger Goodell, he's not stupid enough to even get to that position.
he's sinister, man. He's a smart businessman. Guy's making money
He
hand
is.
over fist.
He's super smart.
The 18
I
game
just
schedule, not a fan.
I was just gonna say, I just don't like that he keeps pushing to extend the season, because not only have we seen injuries continue to go up and up and up, no matter
Yep.
how much they try to make the game safer.
Yep.
Dude, that's the last thing we need is more football games.
Oh,
Because,
dude.
okay, how about this? The only way you take that away is if you just eliminate the preseason.
Yeah. Which, half the guys who play in the regular season don't even play in the preseason. It's just
What?
it's just
Get rid
practice.
of the preseason.
Yeah, that would have to be
And that's
something.
cool. How many organized team practices do they have where they, meet up with another team and actually have a scrimmage, right? That's fine. Charge tickets for that. Go to the
Yeah.
Allen Park, football, where the training center. Great.
Yeah.
But if we're really talking about doing this and you want to make it 18 games, just get rid of the preseason, because then you're eliminating 3 different times the guys get hurt and say,
Yeah.
I'll trade you for one solid game of revenue.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be done that way because you can't expect these guys to put their bodies through the line. Firstly, on a physical side, you're going to get to weeks 15, 16, and you're going to be sitting guys in the last 2, 3 weeks. Teams are going to clinch. Guys are going to be sitting out. There's going to be no point in them continuing to play the regular season. And you're going to be paying as a fan now to go to the games to see Johnny third string and Jimmy bench player getting the reps. And like, yo, I just paid $150 for these tickets to watch game number 18 on the season. Shame on me. That's all I could afford to go to. But now I'm watching these backups. That's all it's going to be. come game 17, 18. Like they have to evaluate that aspect of it in terms of the fan point of view. Is like what is the product going to look like at that time? And we all know it's not premium.
Is it going to be every team is like the Lions this year, where they have 16 guys on the IR?
I mean, you're gonna have to extend your IR spots 100%. There's going to be so much things to have to accommodate because absolutely you're going to have an increase in injuries.
Increase your roster spots, right? I mean, it's a you can make the argument both ways, right? There's people who could make the argument for the preseason and say these guys need all the chance to develop the season. The tickets are cheaper. It gives people an opportunity to see games they normally get to see. Whatever, make that argument all you want, but like, what's the end goal, right? Is the end goal to add more games, more regular season games that are meaningful, or is the end goal to eliminate injuries?
Yeah, I'm going to say the one that brings in the most revenue is going to be the answer, which is
yeah,
A.
And that's just something I don't think they're going to end up caving in on. I don't think they'll take my idea of eliminating all 3 preseason games, but I think we can hope and wish.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to say some and think logically for some people out there. So at least you put it in the atmosphere.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I like to take credit for all the conspiracy Super Bowl conversation, so hopefully this one gets out there too.
Yeah. Hey, started. Is our hashtag still a thing?
Dude, hashtags are a thing. Yeah, for sure.
Hashtag.
We have to. I did hashtag Super Bowl conspiracy for one of the videos.
There we go. There we go. I got to pay more attention to that stuff. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm learning about I'm subscribed. I know that on YouTube and on Spotify. I'm still learning how to share the videos. I haven't mastered that part of it yet because you're my friend, but you're not friends with everybody else, so not everyone else can see your videos. I'm getting there.
Are we talking about on Facebook?
No, IG.
Oh, IG. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm not a social media whiz. I'll tell you what, this whole podcasting thing has really opened my eyes back up to how archaic I am with technology. Like when the internet obviously first came out, I think we were all on top of our A game with this and MySpace and all that shit. But like I got a buddy at work, Wayne, who you'll end up meet. He's a Buccaneers fan. He's a huge Bucs fan. He's going to come on when we play the Bucs. He has shown me the easy way to do all this stuff because I'm telling you, I'm not that tech savvy.
Yeah, eh? Well, bless that guy. Bring him on board.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, I told him if I could afford to pay you for this, I would.
Business analyst.
So luckily, Chrysler paid. Yeah, dude, honestly, podcast analyst, expertise. I don't know, but yeah, he knows his shit, man. He's because this stuff it's not like the early 2000s where it's super like manual and labor intensive. It's actually just you just click easy. The easier you think of it, that's how it is. It's point and click. It's point and shoot. It's simple.
Yeah. Well, that's why they make manuals for things. So guys like us.
Manuals. I throw all those away, dude. Alicia drives me. She goes crazy. First thing I do, we get something, is I throw the fucking manual away.
Jeez, eh? You're like a caveman, eh? You just old school. I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yep.
Like,
it's not that hard, dude.
I am a manual guy because I'm not handy at all, and I'll definitely mess something up. So I have to do that for the safety of my life and my marriage. So that's my excuse.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I can respect somebody that does look at the instructions. There's so many times though that I've gotten halfway into building something and I'm like, oh, what is this for? Oh shit, I have to take it all the way apart and put it back together. So
Yeah.
I'm guilty of doing that too. My own ignorance gets me there. We need to get you over to Hitch's inside of his garage, and you can make your own knife or sword. I don't know if you know this, but that's what he does in there. He forges with steel. So yeah, it's pretty intense.
You're not yanking my pain, are you?
I swear to God, he made Jason a really cool knife for skinning deer, and yeah, bangs it out, and like
So he's
you
got a.
picture
So
him
what's
with a
that?
cigarette and his
He's got the gear.
the forge.
He's got a fucking oven that he sticks the thing in. Come on, bro.
He's got it all, dude. Just like the TV show Forged in whatever. That's him. He's a blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
I'm
There you
not
go.
making
That's
this
what I'm
guy
saying.
up.
That's awesome.
I
Wow.
swear he's real. He's not just a computer drawing. He's real.
But see, that's such like a vintage profession, vintage skill trade that you don't even know who the hell's a blacksmith anymore these days. That is so cool.
Hitch. Yeah.
Blacksmith.
That's actually we what was it, 2 Christmases ago I went over there, and he didn't have his setup all the way like tuned in, but dude, he took a little lawnmower blade and made it into a really cool sturdy sharp knife. Blew my mind. Because as handy as I am, I can't do any of the metal stuff that he does.
Yeah, because we don't have a Ford.
I don't have a forge, and I
Yeah,
don't have the drive that he has to make custom made knives and swords. But yeah, hopefully he's on next week and he shakes off his Lyme disease, or I don't know, what is it, something, whatever he's got, I don't know.
the illness. High
Yeah,
fever.
one of his ailments. Yeah, high fever. That's what it is. So what else is going on in Canada over there?
You know, the same old with your boy there, the Donald. Just we're trying to all of a sudden we're starting to become more of a sovereign nation, like super proud of Canada. It's just funny, man. It's not long ago, this time last year, we were probably chirping the country. Everyone wants to leave and move out because uh, the all the things that were going on here with the prime minister and whatnot. And now Trump comes in, throws a couple chirps, passive aggressive jokes that he wants to take us over, and oh no, Canada's not for sale. No way. Dude, I get it. I stand on the sideline. Okay, I'm the guy on the sideline, eating popcorn, not giving a fuck, just watching this stuff go down. It's hilarious, man. Like these guys, we are ready. We are armed and ready for war if the U.S. decide. No, we're not. I don't know what's going on. It's just so silly, man.
You guys just need to be the 51st state and get it
Stop,
over with.
Bernard.
It's nothing against
No,
it. I'm telling
stop.
you, you just drive right across the bridge anyways. You guys
Yeah.
all have P.O. boxes over in the
Yeah.
States and
No.
use all of our addresses to ship your stuff. You love our currency.
The currency is the thing that's the only thing that benefits us is the currency. But it costs us a lot of money for your currency,
But here's what I'm telling you. You get rid of the king. You get rid of the queen. You get rid of the whole monarchy. You stop with that nonsense. You guys get guns. Really everything else. Your liquor stores will be open 24 hours a day.
dude, we're going
They're
in the
called
direction
party
of
stores, by the
Australia.
way.
Party stores. Yeah. Actually, we have convenience stores now that sell liquor. We are starting.
What?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we're getting there. Our
What?
guy Doug Ford right now, the premier of Ontario, he is big time. He likes his so he's legislated
Look
for
at
corner
you.
stores to sell booze. Oh yeah, man. We've had that for the last 6 months.
Whoa, that's crazy. Well, we've had it forever, so welcome.
Yes.
That's nice.
It's nice. It is convenient.
Man, well, isn't it nice to just go out and get what you want when you want?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still kind
Now
of
wait
working
till
on
you
the
can go and
inventory. Go ahead.
Well, wait till you can go and get beer there too, and they're all together.
You can get beer. You can get beer. You can't get liquor there. You can only get beer, wine, and like seltzers or like coolers and whatnot. But no hard liquor yet.
Wow. Okay. Well, you guys are really stepping it up.
Thank you. I'll let our prestigious leaders know of your approval. We need
You'll
more
let them know the
action like
offer still
this.
stands. 51st State looks great on you guys. I promise you.
We're not for sale. I'm gonna get a hat.
We're not for sale. That's actually not a bad idea.
You know what though? But that move by Trump, it's such a slimy move, but it worked, man. It got them to respond. It got
Doesn't
them
it?
to fix the thing that he wanted was the border patrol, and they did it. So that's a business savvy business move. And as much as I uh, don't have much respect for Donald's character and his morality, his business acumen is top level, man. And this guy he speaks with his chest. He'll put his balls out. He's what a leader should be, minus all the other character and moral stuff. But yeah, I like him, man. I like him kind of saying, "This is what's up, man. He's the boss."
He's the boss. That's what he's saying. And he's just letting
Yeah.
you guys know when you're ready, just sign the paperwork. Just do like a 5 to 10 year lease. You don't have to fully commit, but just do like a 5 to 10 year lease where you guys fly. Well, you already do fly our flags over there, don't you?
Sometimes we got the Tigers. Like the Detroit D is such a symbolic thing that you see it all over the place here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you're kind of already, you guys are already part there, so you're already there anyways.
Only wins.
Well, maybe next week. Yeah, that's true, honestly, because Toronto and all of that, and like I know some folks up in Brampton, it's not, there's no there's no closeness.
None whatsoever, yeah.
No. So we are lucky though that we have this.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I think it's time to wrap it up. I got to take Jason to soccer.
Yeah, you do.
And
Soccer Tuesday.
Oh, Soccer Tuesdays, man.
What do you drive?
No, I have a truck. Dodge Ram.
Soccer dad. That's the new
soccer dad, man.
The truck.
It was when what was it, 3 seasons ago, we were all at a tournament and the whole group of dads all had the same Ram truck. Black, blue. Yeah. So it is. I don't mind it, but it's fun.
Dodge Ram 1500.
You know it, man. You guys love Chrysler over there in Windsor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. That's the one of the primary. It's that or F-150 over here. So take your pick.
Well, keep it up. I think I might be over that way for some penalty box this week. We'll see. Weather pending.
Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to get some inclement weather, but shoot me a message if you come over here.
Oh, I'll definitely let you know. It'll be either this Thursday or next week, but I'll keep you posted.
Box. Great spot.
Dude, awesome spot.
Yeah. Steak delight with gyro toppings. Half and half.
I'm going to remember that.
Oh, dude. I will not steer you wrong. Delicious.
I know you won't, man. I know you won't. Well, I appreciate you hopping on tonight, man. You are the man. I know it's always a little different without the Hitcher around here, but I think we're doing a pretty good job keeping his seat warm for him once he decides to come back. I mean, his love for Russia is like no other. And if he decides that he wants to stay there, that's fine by me. He can be a communist defector all he wants, but hopefully he finds it in his heart and he comes right back here and back into his garage and flies that American flag and he's back here next week.
Absolutely.
Like a true patriot. All right, brother. Well, I don't know. Talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay.
Bye.